Many thanks for joining us on AN24 News Round. Here are the major headlines. Lagos warns against use of firecrackers as Christmas approaches. Rapists will not go scot-free, and that is coming from the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Trump gives conditions to accept defeat. The news in details after this break. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aribishola, has congratulated the Osun State Governor, Adegboyega Oyetola, on his second anniversary in office. Aribishola, who is the immediate past governor of Osun State, congratulated Oyetola in a signed letter shared on his verified Twitter account on Thursday. In the letter addressed to Oyetola, the minister urged the governor to continue to make the welfare of the people the center of his activities in office. Both Aribishola and Oyetola have not made public comment on their reportedly strained relationship. The special advisor to the governor of Lagos State on Central Business Districts, Mr. Olugbenga Oyerinde, has advised against the sale and use of firecrackers or any type of fireworks within business districts to prevent hazards to the people and the environment. Oyerinde, while speaking on the office's preparation for the Yuletide season, urged parents and guardians to warn their wards against the use of fireworks. Similarly, the special advisor assured shoppers, residents, and businesses within the Central Business District of the readiness of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led administration to ensure that the Christmas season is devoid of traffic gridlock and criminal activities. He noted that the state government is concerned about the menace of some recalcitrant commercial bus drivers, private vehicles owners, and commercial motorcycle operators on roads because they cause needless road traffic and loss of man-hours on roads within the business districts. Informing that the state governor had put adequate measures in place to ensure that residents, business owners, and shoppers go about their activities with much ease during the festive period. The special advisor hinted that there will be total enforcement of the traffic and safety laws. He also appealed to community development associations, leaders of religious organizations, members of organized trade unions and associations to work with the state government as well as security agencies to report suspicious activities that may compromise the security of lives and properties. The Ekiti state government has employed at least 600 new workers for the state workforce. The Commissioner for Information, Akimbowale Omole, who made this known Thursday, said the appointments were strictly based on merit in accordance with world best practices and regulations, irrespective of background, gender, and religion. Omole also debunked insinuations and some quarters that the recruitment was a charade. He said a total of 138 candidates who were successful in the recent recruitment into the Ekiti State Civil Service have been given their letters of appointment and have assumed office, while 21 others have yet to receive their letters. He further noted that 53 candidates were appointed into the State Board for Technical and Vocational Education and have been duly assigned to offices, except 4 of them that have yet to collect their letters of appointment. He said 200 others were converted from the non-teaching as well as into service transfer from the State Universal Education Board and local governments to the Teaching Service Commission. The Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has announced that no offender involved in the reported cases of rape and gender-based violence will go unpunished under his watch. The governor, after receiving a 54-page compendium on sexual and gender-based violence compiled by the Stakeholders Committee, set up by his wife, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, to give recommendations on how the fight against the crime can be won. Sanwo-Olu, who is the incident commander for gender-based violence in Lagos State, reiterated his administration's commitment to protecting the vulnerable demographic and getting justice for victims of violation. Earlier, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu had called on the government to step up the response geared towards reducing sexual and gender-based violence in the state. She said her drive was to work with the committee and create a society where gender-based violence will be reduced to the barest minimum. And finally on the news, United States President Donald Trump has said he will relinquish power if the Electoral College confirms Joe Biden's win, but he signaled that he may never formally concede defeat. The 74-year-old Republican candidate who lost his re-election bid also declined to say if he would attend Biden's inauguration next year, as is the custom for an outgoing president. Trump fielded questions from reporters on Thursday for the first time since his election defeat, speaking at the White House after a Thanksgiving teleconference with members of the military. Trump was further pressed on whether he would ever acknowledge defeat, but he said it would be a very hard thing to concede, even if the Electoral College confirms Biden's victory. He noted that if they do, they have made a mistake, as the election was a fraud. And with that, we've come to the end of the news on AN24 TV. Thank you for watching.